Well, before you ring in the new year, Donald J. Trump has a warning message for you guys. That said, I hope you are having an amazing first day of the new year. Here in 2024, we have finally arrived. But before we officially start our celebration, please heed this warning from Donald J. Trump. Let's start first with what he warned there on Truth Social. Then I'm going to get into some details on it. But the economy is terrible, says Donald Trump, and inflation is terrible, which by some accounts is far more than 30% over the last 3 years, and it has totally destroyed the buying power of the consumer. The only thing that is keeping the economy alive is the fumes of what we accomplished during the Trump administration. The stock market is only high because people and institutions believe and expect me to win the presidential election of 2024. If I do not win, it is my prediction that we will have a stock market crash worse than that of 1929, a Great Depression. Make America great again. And he posted that right before the new year on December 29th, just as of a couple of days ago. Now, my assessment on this is I believe he is absolutely correct. If the Biden administration continues to be in charge and they have their way, they want complete destruction of our economy. They want complete destruction of our system. Why do I say that? Because every single decision that they have made since he has been in office has done nothing but destroy our country. He is asking for more money. He's sending money to Ukraine. He's sending money overseas to multiple areas. And meanwhile, the United States American people are suffering. And if you use, we're suffering economically speaking, but we have had the worst inflation that we have ever had. And if you use the way they used to calculate inflation a long time ago, we're literally looking at 30% inflation under the Biden administration. Take a look at this. This is the shadow government statistics, and that blue line shows the way they used to calculate inflation, and it's showing, up to 35% at one point, and now we're about, I believe it's about 30% there-ish, or right above that 25% line. But how they calculate it today, you can see that little red line on the bottom, because that is what our leaders love to do, misconstrue the information and calculate things differently. So, we could just all pretend together that our economy is not dying. Well, thankfully, you guys are listening to what I'm saying here and others are saying regarding inflation. And I don't really even have to say it. You guys are living it. You know it. You know exactly what is going on. That said, if you really want an in-depth look of what's going on in society, you have to subscribe to restrictedrepublic.com. I created this because of a lot of the crap that is going on in society right now. And I want to encourage you, please subscribe there. And for this new year, I'm going to give you an extra special rate. This is only going to last 24 hours. Use the coupon code FOREVER40. That's the word forever, 40. And you can get the annual rate of $40 per year. That's like $3 and some change every single month. And by the way, you get exclusive information there and information that the mainstream media is refusing to tell you, exclusive to that site. But get to restrictedrepublic.com. But anyhow, let's dive into the truth of what the economy really looks like and how Donald Trump is not wrong when he says that he believes if the Democrats stay in charge, we could very well see a stock market crash worse than that of 1929. Here's what's going on right now. CBSNews.com, homelessness in America reaches record level amid rising rents and end of the COVID aid. This is under the Biden administration. This is also under the Bidens. How major U.S. chains, including Target, CVS, Macy's, and Rite Aid, were behind nearly 3,000 stores this year. In other words, 3,000 stores couldn't afford what they were doing. A host of retailers have filed for bankruptcy or slimmed down their operations in 2023. Bed Bath & Beyond, as you know, shut 896 stores, Foot Locker 546, and CVS 300. And there's also fears of a retail apocalypse right now staring us all in the face. Not to mention the fact that on top of all of this, banks are laying off people in hordes. Here we have SF Gate, Bank of America shutting nearly 24 Bay Area branches and ATMs. Then we have American Banker, PNC, U.S. Bank closes roughly 1 in 10 branches in 2023. The overall pace of bank branch closures in 2023, but certain banks still slashed the size of their brick and mortar network substantially. U.S. banks closed 2,118 branch locations between January and the end of October. October. That's a huge chunk of banks. In fact, Zero Hedge put this out, and it really shows how many bank closures there truly are. And it's banks terminate 60,000 workers in one of the bleakest years for the industry since 2008. So not only do we have the bank closures, but they're laying off workers. And you can see in this little image here that UBS, Credit Suisse, you have the highest number of layoffs there. Then it goes down to Wells Fargo, Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, and all the banks, and how many people that have been laid off just in 2023. This is some major concern for our country. It's a major issue for our country. We've got inflation that is literally out of control. And the Biden administration knows exactly what they're doing. Maybe not Biden himself. Okay, we can all, I think, agree on that one. Not all there. But his administration and those who are really pulling the strings don't like our country. In fact, they hate our country as far as I'm concerned and as far as I see it, because everything they do is to purposely destroy America, like keeping our borders open. And this has even enraged Democrat people. Democrats are upset and saying, hey, we've got a crisis on our hand and nobody's doing anything, right? Take a look at this. This is very recent CBS News. U.S. border officials on track to process over 300,000 migrants in December, the highest monthly tally on record. Then we have this kind of thing where they're giving health insurance to migrants, but hey, screw the average American, right? California becomes first state to offer health insurance to all undocumented immigrants. So they are doing things like that. Meanwhile, the American is suffering inflation. We don't have the money to start crapping out and giving to people when our own people are also suffering here in the United States of America. We don't have money to send over to Ukraine when our people right here in the United States of America are suffering. They just don't care. If they cared, they would start doing something here at home in the United States of America. But you know what they're more focused on? They don't care about us. We know that. This is why we have to do everything in our power to take care of ourselves, and why I always sponsor with companies in which you can do things like that, like C60, Noble Gold Investments, all of these things can help better us personally. But what are they really focused on? Well, how about more communist style actions and policies being pushed on the population? So in 2024, they've got a lot of left-wing radical laws headed your way. They don't care about the state of the American person in general. They just want their left-wing communist policies. Take a look at this. This was put together by Town Hall. The radical left-wing laws coming in 2024, and here's some of those, right? California is going to ban the sale of any gas-powered lawnmowers, leaf blowers, chainsaws, and yard care equipment. So if you got a yard you got to maintain there in the state of California, or hey, maybe you hire someone to do your yard, be prepared, because that is going to get a lot harder and a lot more riskier if you don't have any gas-powered things that you could use. And hey, prices are going to skyrocket if you're in California. Not just in California. Let's go over to some of what's happening in Michigan. Governor Whitmer, yes, I said that on purpose, signed a bill to make the state entirely carbon neutral by 2024. The Clean Energy and Climate Action Package Act will require the state to source its power from clean energy, such as solar and wind power or nuclear, hydrogen, and natural gas. According to think tanks there in Michigan, the residents will pay thousands more in supplemental energy cost annually under the new law. My prediction, if you live in the state of California, if you lived in, well, there too, but if you live in the state of Michigan, you're going to be in a world of hurt when Mrs. Whitmer's policies come crashing down. And I do predict a mass exodus from Michigan when that happens. We also have firearm sales there. Potential firearm buyers will have to wait at least 10 days before purchasing a firearm. And that, by the way, is a law that's threatening Washington state, and not just Washington. Over in California, the state is also going to ban employers from asking employees about cannabis use or discriminating against them if they test positive for a drug. My question is, does that apply to people who are, say, driving a semi in California or driving trucks? I don't know. And then lastly, Illinois will be required to rent or sell property or residence to non-citizens and illegal immigrants beginning on January 1st, of which they're going to be able to obtain a driver's license. Does that mean they can vote technically now? If that is the case, whatever state does that, this case, Illinois, then you can just kiss the Republican Party. Any Republican chance of office, you can make that pretty much zero. And the Democrats know that. It's a crazy world that we are living in. So prepare for the ride in 2024. Get ready, buckle up, because if things continue down the path that the Democrats want it to, don't necessarily disagree with Donald J. Trump that we could end up in another Great Depression, if you will, because I feel like it's all being done on purpose. Can't wait to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns on all of that. I love you all. Hope you're having an amazing new first of the new year. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.